Hi everyone, it's Richard Evans. I want to give you this quick video cast to show you how to fill out the single unit revenue assessment tool. First thing we do is we are going to fill out the blue box here in A4 and put the zip code of wherever your deal is. So let's just say it's 33131. Okay, the city and state, we'll say in this case it's Miami, Florida. Name of the property, let's call it the bank building. And is the particular apartment you're looking at an ocean front, ocean view, city view, etc.? The apartment number 1255, let's say, and let's say that's on the 12th floor. What is the setup in the apartment? So let's say that's a 2-1. So far I think easy. Is it a master lease or is it a revenue share? We'll say this is a master. And what is the asking price per month per unit? Let's say it's $2,500. What is the maximum number of years that you feel that we are able to rent this unit? Here let's put 2 years. And will we furnish the unit or is the unit already furnished? So will we furnish? Let's just say here, yes, we're going to furnish. What would be the cost of the lease, the amount we would charge per month that would come out of their revenues? Let's say it's 186. And what would the cost be to furnish a 2-bedroom with 1 bathroom? So let me now take you down to the bottom, and I have a little schedule here. These are typical fees that are going to be asked above for a studio, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom. Housekeeping fees are listed here, utilities here, cable here, and the approximate furniture and fixture costs here. So this is a 2-bedroom, we'll say it's $7,000. So let's go up here. And we'll say that that costs us $7,000. Okay. Now, the next box is asking you for a diamond or a stars that a hotel would typically use. This helps me to assess whether I should make some kind of an adjustment to what this financial is putting out, or this pro forma is putting out. Please know that the Four Seasons Hotel here in Miami is a 4-diamond hotel, so it's very important that you don't tell me that something that might be a 2.5 or 3-diamond is a 4-diamond. It'll definitely cause extra time to have to be put in. So let's just say this is a 3.5 diamond. Okay, approximate square foot, 1,200. Now let's move down. Now you're going to go to your annual revenue air DNA report. On the appropriate page, you'll look for a 2-bedroom and you'll look for the annual amount. Let's say it's $65,000. Okay, and in that study, I'd like to know how many units they're using to come to that. Let's just say that it indicates that they're using 65 units in that vicinity. What is the upfront payment required? That is, are they requiring a first, last, and security, a first, last, a first, and security? Here, let's just assume it's first, last, and security. Okay, so that's $7,500. Okay, now once again we're going to go down to the schedule below. How much will we be charging for guests that stay for a housekeeping fee? It's a 2-bedroom. Okay, here we are in housekeeping fees, and a 2-bedroom is $200. So please put that in. Okay, any added fees? Resort fees. Here we're going to say in Miami $15. It could be $20. It could be $25. It depends what's around, what your competitive set is doing. This is added revenue for us, obviously. If you are negotiating that we will pick up the utility cost and pick up the cable cost, then go down the schedule below. On a 2-bedroom, utility cost, let's say, is $125. And once again, go below on Wi-Fi and cable. If that's part of your deal, we're saying it's $65. We'll just add that in. Now the parking fee only comes to us if we collect the parking fee. Okay, if the building collects it and we get no money, obviously we won't put that in. But let's just say, for argument's sake, it's $15 that we collect. So we put it in. Next, these are more for areas that I'm not familiar with. Here you have Miami. You can see the beginning of our season is Christmas or around Christmas, ends at about Easter. Off-season begins right after Easter and ends on October 15th. And then we move into what we call the beginning of shoulder season, where we see a slight bump up in our rates until Christmas. It's important because, once again, I have a little box here on here that I'm showing you, called the Revenue Director's Discretionary Adjustment. And depending upon this and city events that I ask for here for new areas, I could make an upward, sometimes maybe a downward adjustment. So you can leave it alone if it's Miami. We know Miami and Tennessee, and as we go into new areas, we're going to have to come up with seasons. Okay, the orange boxes here in row 16 is something that I use only. You shouldn't touch it. And all it tells you is what I consider the markup to be over vacation rental prices in this area, what the average occupancy will be, and what our average length of stay is. Next boxes help me enormously. I need to know what you consider the vacation rental comp. You can give me one, you can give me two. Sometimes you can ask the owner, they might know better who they believe is their comp set or their main indicator on what rates they're being charged. And then if there's a hotel in the area that's a similar quality and of a similar setup, like to know what that is. If you think it's the Four Seasons, it can be. If you think it's the Holiday Inn, it can be that too. We move down and we see that everything that has been filled out above creates this little pro forma for you. In this case, you can see that the gross revenues predicted are $68,900. Other revenues from resort fees are $4,106. Housekeeping fees net of profit is $85,555. And furniture and fixtures, in this particular case, I'm assuming that we're charging them fees for a lease, which by the way is a great hook to close your deal at $186 per month in an operating lease that never ends. Provides them with furniture, fixtures, and equipment that is updated when it needs to be, and it also gives us a nice hook. Annual rent that we pay to them, $30,000. Annual utilities and cable, $2,280. Again, if we do furniture and fixtures, here is right off of it, $1,400. So your total cost of $33,680, and we have a potential profit of $50,113. This is 122% potential gross margin on our expenditures, and you can see that it also is a 60% margin on what the gross revenues that we bring in. Both very, very strong, very solid figures. You almost don't even have to come to anybody to know that this is a solid deal that probably will be approved. Here, this is more for the directors and the owners. Occupancy is 75%, total rooms occupied, average daily rate, number of reservations, and your RevPAR. So that's it. Once you have that done, please have it appropriately signed off on by everyone. And once that is done, it comes to my office in a file with all the appropriate documentation that's checked and signed off on. And we then, within 24 hours of you submitting it to us, we will do our best to get the wire out 24 hours after submission. Thank you guys. If you have any questions, obviously see me. I'm be happy to show you this where you get the annual revenue from AirDNA report and the number of units. That's it. Have a good one. Bye.